I'm Edie Lush, and I'm here on a beautiful sunny day here in Davos 2018, joined by a ray of sunlight herself, Kerry Kennedy, president of Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights. Tell me why you're here in Davos.
We're here talking about human rights education. You know, when you think about what is the greatest human rights violation, the greatest human rights challenge we see in the world today, I think it's hate. We see this in Boko Haram in Nigeria, we see it in ISIS, we see it with Islamophobia throughout Europe, we see it spouted by our president in the United States, and we see it with the Rohingya in Burma and beyond. And so what do you do in the face of hate? Well, you need to, number one, set up systems of justice to hold people accountable for violence perpetrated against people of certain groups. And then you need human rights education, because we have to get the next generation engaged and knowing what their rights are and knowing how they can use those rights to create change in their societies, and to feel like they're not alone, that they have some control, they have agency over their lives. And that's really what's going to create change.
Tell me about human rights education. What does that look like? I go into a class? Social media? What is it?
So sometimes it's social media. We at Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights have a program called Speak Truth to Power, which is taught from kindergarten, kindergarten through law school, where we teach students about human rights, but also how they can create change in their classroom community and globally on basic issues such as trafficking or how your chocolate is made. So here we are in beautiful Switzerland, the home of chocolate, and yet 70% of the chocolate consumed in the UK and in Europe is made by children in slavery or child labor. So how do you get kids to know what their rights are? How do you get kids across Europe to say, this is unacceptable, and what are you going to do to change it?
I completely agree with you on the chocolate. And I'm interested in how you empower young women, so girls, in this era in which gender equality is the biggest issue of the day, yet we are living months after or in the middle of a Me Too movement. How do you encourage girls and get them to know their rights as well?
Well, I think, that's part of human rights education is teaching girls what their rights are, and making them feel empowered to go assert those rights. It starts in the classroom and getting them to raise their hand and speak out and speak up. I think the Me Too movement is really important. I think, the downfall of Harvey Weinstein is very, very important. He hasn't been brought to justice in the criminal justice system yet, but he's certainly lost his prestige and his job and his power, and that's important. But I think the only way we make real change in the Me Too movement is to institutionalize it. And we have lots of examples of how grassroots organizations have successfully done this. So one of the industries that has the greatest number of women sexually assaulted on the job is in the agriculture industry. And there's an organization in South Florida called the Coalition of Immokalee Workers, which has put into place a series of protocols that are worker-driven and worker-monitored, and they have had no reports of women being assaulted for the last 3 years. So it's really revolutionary.
Incredible.
And that model can be used in Hollywood, and it can be used in the domestic help industry, and it can be used in industries around the world, and that's what we need to be doing.
Kerry, thank you very much for stopping by my corner in the sun. I'm Edie Lush here at the Hub Culture Davos Ice House.
Thank you.